army.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Are we doing Family Feud again?
No.
Why you say gentlemen like that?
I know. I wanted to kickstart us off. How's everybody doing? We just saw each other
A couple days ago.
recently. Our recording schedule's still out of whack here, so it's like we've been rapid firing these episodes.
I'm so excited to get my new glasses. I got two new pairs. I'm very excited to pick them up. One is a pair of sunglasses, and the other ones are just regular everyday glasses.
I'm really excited for
wait.
you, and I'm excited for Malcolm to get cut out of the frame because he's leaning back.
Leaning too far back.
I thought you were going to say you were excited for Malcolm when he was asleep just now.
Dude, I've played. I'm about 30 hours into Elden Ring.
Goodness.
I've been playing for a couple of weeks, and I'll tell you what, I love it.
Yeah, and you're so much better than Malcolm already. It's
For sure.
kind of crazy.
I beat 3 main bosses so far, and then like a bunch of like little mini bosses where they have like a full health bar and it's a cutscene, whatever. But they're not like the main boss. And I just been leveling up my shit a lot.
Yeah.
It's really cool. There's like a million different classes, and you can like there's like strength, like vigor, like your health bar, and like your energy bar, and your magic bar, and like all this crazy shit. So it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah. Malcolm, why do you think you were never able to excel at that?
We're about to eat pizza.
Wow.
Why do you think you were never able to excel at that?
We're
game?
actually about to eat pizza.
He's so his
Okay,
pride is so
that's it.
shattered
Yeah.
from that.
I'm so full.
Dude,
That's too bad.
address
What
my
kind of
question.
pizza did you order?
Address my question.
What kind of pizza did you
What
order?
boss? Okay, just answer me one question. I'll answer that question. What boss were you at when you finished? The number. Second boss? First boss?
The second main boss.
So that's Godric.
So that's not to say Godric the Grafted.
yes.
That's
Is
not
that
to say
really
that
early?
I didn't.
That's really
second
early.
boss,
That's
yeah.
really early.
That's
in the
within
game,
like
right?
the first 5 hours, probably.
So really early in the game, right?
Yeah, I think I've been playing for 30 hours, and it says I'm only 16% on the game or something crazy.
Oh wow! So Malcolm didn't even start the game.
Yeah,
basically.
basically.
Not as if I didn't do anything else in the game except focus on these 2 bosses.
Didn't start the game yet.
I didn't go around. I didn't kill anything else.
You know what's pretty
Somebody
cool?
check Malcolm's trophies and see how far he
You know
got.
what's cool? When you kill the main bosses, they give you this like remembrance, this like item that's like imbued with their energy or something,
Yeah.
and you trade it in for a weapon. So Godric, he beats the shit out of you with this huge hammer. You like get
You're
the
gonna
hammer.
spoil it? You're gonna spoil it for him?
No, I'm saying if you beat him, you can get the claim the hammer.
Oh, thanks.
It's pretty cool. Can't play it anymore.
I've been making my way through a little game called Grand Theft Auto San Andreas recently.
You answered all the questions we didn't ask.
Because as I continue my trek through the GTA series before 6 comes next year, because I never really played any of them, and I gotta say, San Andreas. So
You're gonna have to
far
get to
is
5
good.
before 6.
Well, thanks, obviously.
Oh.
I'm not gonna play any of them. I'm just
Oh.
gonna play
Probably the
6.
dumbest thing you could have said in that moment.
San Andreas. Once I'm done San Andreas, I'm not gonna go right into 4. I've kind of been ping-ponging like.
What about Vice
between-
City?
Oh, I already did Vice City. I did them like 3 Vice City and San Andreas because that was, I think, the order they came out.
You should play Bully.
A Bully I've played. Bully's dope.
Matty used to play Bully and Hotline Miami.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
Uh,
For a half second, I thought he was doing
What?
a bit, and then I was like, I guess this is true. I did used to
I
play
guess
Bully
this is
and
true.
Hotline Miami.
Those are different games and different.
Yeah, but from the same maker.
Not
No.
the same maker, even remotely.
What? You
Rocks-
said they were.
Hotline Miami
told
is
me
an
they were.
indie game. Bully is Rockstar.
You told me that
Couldn't-
Hotline
honestly,
Miami and Bully
Patrick,
were the same.
Couldn't be. You couldn't have picked 2 different kind of companies. One is like a huge
what you're
mega
saying-
company,
what-
and the other one's an indie
What
company.
you're saying? What you're saying is I couldn't be more wrong.
Yes.
Is what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, anyways, San Andreas
I
is
thought that was
pretty
clear.
good. What else? Oh, before that, I played that game Tunic, which is like that kind of Zelda-like game with a little fox guy.
It's my favorite spice.
Because it was free on
Tunic's my favorite
Kill
spice.
Yourself.
Cool.
It was free on PS Plus
Well,
a couple
chicken with-
months ago,
chicken with some tunic on
and
it.
that was really good. It has a really cool mechanic where it's like the game has, you know, how like PS2 games and shit used to come with like a little booklet,
Yeah.
like a game manual or
So did
whatever.
PS so did
Oh,
PSP
yes.
games.
Or yeah, sort of like PS,
You
like
open the-
old school games
you
used to
open the
come with
case
like,
and it's, like, on
yeah,
the
and it would
side.
have
I
like
love
the little
that.
booklet in it. So this Tunic game, what's he doing? Okay, now my keys are on his head. First it was the thing last time, and now it's my keys.
Can we just break this down? What went through your head that you were like, I need to do this right now? Like, this is gonna be a great bit.
I don't know.
This is gonna be a funny bit.
It's gonna be so heavy on your head. All right. Tunic has this really cool thing where a lot of the game, like when you read like a sign or talk to characters, it's in this like made up language that you can't understand. But what's neat is that you find pages in the game. What?
What happened?
What?
What's wrong with you?
I swear to God, the amount of times I can't get through a fucking thought because somebody does something and then somebody
Dude,
starts
honestly,
laughing.
It's, you know what it is? It's 2 things. One, if you're talking about something that they're not necessarily connected to or care about, he'll be making faces. He'll be looking.
I
at
literally
him,
did nothing.
This is what Malcolm did. You're a liar. This is what Malcolm did.
I
He
saw him like
this.
sitting
He
weird.
put his mic on his thing and he was staring at the camera like this.
Yeah, I saw him sitting weird, but I didn't read too much.
Yeah.
Anyways, long story short, you find pages in the Tunic game that then you build like an in-game booklet.
Oh, you like translate stuff?
Kind of, but like you'll find a page and it'll look like an old school booklet, and it'll be like, you know, here's like how a magic item you get works. But it's really cool because there are things that you don't even know you can do or like pathways you can take until you find the pages. And you'll be like 5 hours into the game and find a page and then realize like I could have been doing this the whole time, but like I had no idea until you find the page. So it's a very neat mechanic. Anyways,
What would you guys say is like your favorite in any video game you've ever played, like a mechanic that you were just like, this is so cool, I wish most games had this? I know we kind of talked about a similar topic at some point.
yeah, we had the.
But I like, for example, like
mechanics
for me, like for
forever
example, in Uncharted, you can like click the touchpad and he opens his booklet and you can go through like his notes that he's taken throughout the adventure in that game, and he'll put like different hints in there and like, oh, Sully did this weird thing, or I always liked opening the booklet and just reading through it. And
you
Last
know-
of Us has the same thing. Last of Us 2.
You know, it's so dope. The conjuring spells in Skyrim, where
Okay.
you like can just make like a battle axe or like a. Is that a mechanic?
Oh,
or
it's
no?
like, yeah, sure, you could say that. I guess, right? I don't know.
I mean, recently that booklet thing in Tunic, like I was telling Varsh when I was playing it, because her and her buddy Cam, I think they like played it for like 30 minutes. They're like, it's too hard and we don't get it, kind of thing. But like I was just like glowing to her about it, where I was like, I fucking love this idea of like finding pages for like a made up game manual, basically. Like it was just very cool. But in terms of other mechanics recently, I mean
I've always loved like the boomerang mechanic from God of War. Just like throwing it and then catching it feels really
yeah,
good.
his axe is fantastic.
We don't have to get too. I know we kind of had a topic about this exact thing of like I know you mentioned Dead Space, how his health bar is on the back of his jet.
Yeah,
his
the
pack.
whole like the HUD just
Yeah, that
being
was cool.
all on the guns and his back and everything is fantastic.
I don't know. I guess we can start the show if anyone has any.
I couldn't think of anything.
All right, that's all right.
Let's get
jump
going
into
then. Welcome back to episode 70. Holy shit. Another milestone. 70. Does 100 feel closer?
No.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. I was thinking when you said 70, I was like 30 away.
30 away? I mean, that's 30 weeks, which is like,
That's a long time.
it's a long time.
Like what? Christmas time maybe?
That's like almost. That's like over half a year. It's like 7 months.
Yeah, maybe sometime around the end of the year, maybe.
52 weeks in a year, right? So 30 is over half of that.
Mm-hmm. Episode 70 of Wildly Adequate, the show about anything, everything, and usually nothing. I, as always, am one quarter of your hosting crew, Mr. Matthew Urso, and I am joined by Patrick, Mark, and Malcolm. If you like the show, please like, share, subscribe, check out the socials. We're everywhere. Google Podcasts. Do we have a single view on there yet after well
I
over
haven't
a
checked.
year?
I haven't checked.
We haven't really checked. Probably not. But Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, the places you want to be, we're there, all right. We're in your ears. We're behind you. We're inside you. Patrick, take it away.
And if you don't like the show, what are you still doing here? Get the hell up. Mine's really
I
good.
have no idea.
Mark, I think you're off currently.
I don't even know how to check.
apologize.
What does everyone's credit score look like?
Mine's really good.
No idea how to check.
Patrick, please, for the love of
All right,
God,
boys.
take us
So
away.
I'm gonna call this segment, if you will.
Here we go.
I'm gonna call this segment, and you guys are gonna have to bear with me.
Keep setting it up.
Pizza.
And you're gonna have
Pizza
to
eaten. That's what we're calling it.
pizza eat. And you're gonna have to bear with me here, Mark.
Eat some pizza.
Mark, I'm gonna do something that you explicitly asked me not to do,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sorry for this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
I spilled water. Go ahead.
Are you okay with that?
Sure.
You just promise.
No,
you're
I
not
don't know if I'm gonna be okay with it. But go ahead.
Just promise you're not gonna be angry.
I can't.
I
do
need to
that.
promise on the outset that you're not
If
gonna
you
be
say
angry.
some outlandish, insane shit,
It's not gonna be
angry.
outlandish. It's not gonna be outlandish.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm gonna call this segment "Stories from Florida."
Wow.
Why am I gonna be angry?
You said I don't want to hear the stories again.
Oh, well, because I've already heard them
Yeah,
personally.
'cause you already heard them. But anyway, so stories from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys, you're such a jerk. As you guys know,
Florida man, if you will.
what?
This being you.
I'm the Florida man.
You're the Florida
Dude,
man.
you're gonna actually clock Matty in the face one of these times. So as you guys know, I made a trip down to the Sunshine State.
You did.
This guy's gonna reach for his phone.
Oh.
Yeah, Malcolm just gave it. Oh no. You did. You were in the Sunshine State. Did you say hi to Ron DeSantis?
I didn't get. I did not say hi to Ron. Said
Okay.
Actually, so we took Ubers for the majority of the trip. Actually, for the whole trip, we took Ubers because we didn't have a car, and we thought it appropriate to ask them about their political leanings. Each Uber driver.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Are you just curious?
Us being in Florida, obviously there was a lot of Trump supporters.
It's a red state, right?
Huh?
It's a red state.
It's a red state, yeah. So
I
we're
am
like,
not
oh, like, who do you
illegal
guys?
immigrant.
Which, interestingly enough, by the way, in Canada is different. Red is
Mhm.
liberal, but
Red
over
is
there, red
liberal.
is conservative,
Yeah.
or
Thanks for the-
Republican, as they call it.
Thanks for the factoid.
If you didn't know,
You know what
everybody
factoid
knows
is?
that.
Factoid is like just a fact,
Sure.
but it's like not necessarily fun.
Thanks.
In fact, it's
That's
the
a
opposite
factoid.
of fun. In fact, it's the opposite of fun.
Yeah, it's saying the definition of factoid is a factoid.
Yeah,
Shit.
nerd.
The
You're right.
fucking
You're
snake.
right.
It's the snake eating its own tail.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Did they
So-
do that? Do some
no,
of the snakes?
it's like the.
It's I know it's a
horse
saying, but I'm
story.
saying like, but is it? Did it become a phrase because snakes were actually doing that?
I'm gonna go with no.
Well, there's
But I
there's
could be wrong.
symbolism of snakes eating its. What the hell is wrong with you?
God, Malcolm's been on one the
Let me
past couple
let me
episodes.
just let me just finish this first thought. and then we
Please
can
go with the
wherever you
Florida
guys
man
want.
stories.
First
One
thought.
love.
We were in Florida
Yes.
and we talked to many Uber drivers
Yes.
about their political leanings.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
99% of them
Love
said Trump, white, black, Hispanic.
go.
They were all Trump,
Right.
right?
Mm.
And this one driver, we hop into his car and we're talking politics. The conversation veers and he goes, where are you guys from in Canada? We're like, oh, Toronto. He goes, oh, my wife's from London. And we go, oh, cool. How'd you meet your wife? He goes, oh, I met her on Black Ops 1, actually. I've lived here my whole life.
Wow,
We met on Xbox Black Ops 1.
that's cool.
And we got hitched.
That's
I
not
went
cool.
visit her Huh? Dude,
Go on.
it's such a sweet story.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, it's really cool. They met on Black Ops 1 and they got married. Listen, he seems like an okay dude, but
Mm-hmm.
But
he looks a little.
Are you implying that because it was what he's doing for work?
No. Not
You're
I'm
saying
not
he's
thinking about her.
beat.
you
He's a little beat. That's all I'm trying to
He's
say.
unkept.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so the conversation goes back to politics, and he goes, "Oh, I hate both Trump and Biden." We're like, "Oh,
Fair.
okay. So who would you like to see in the future
Ron
run for president?"
DeSantis.
And he goes, "I kid you not." He goes, "I'd like to see Candace Owens run for president." And I was like, "Ah."
Matty, I felt like Matty was like, oh, okay, I'm with this guy. I hate both of them. They both kind of suck. Like, this guy seems reasonable. And Candace Owens. And he's
Candace
like,
Owens.
oh.
And then, so we're looking at each other like, oh. And we're like, why Candace Owens? He's like, yeah, she's like really smart
Logical.
and logical.
Sure.
And like, she's like right about all this stuff. And we're like, ah.
I haven't really watched
Thanks,
her stuff,
dude.
but I have heard that she gets kind of wild.
I
like
mean,
that.
genuinely though,
She-
if the Republicans, I mean, they're already gonna win with Trump, but like genuinely, if they came out and were like, Candace Owens or fucking Ben Shapiro is like the nominee somehow,
Yeah.
like again,
Dude, Ben
it's
Shapiro,
already a Trump victory, but like it would be even more of a slam dunk of like, okay, so
Oh.
it's none of the baggage of the Trump stuff. It's
Yeah.
like a younger person who's gonna fucking make Biden look like a
Dude,
coma
Dude, Shapiro,
patient.
Shapiro would clean up like nobody's business. if he ran.
Candace Owens is a little,
do you guys want to bet
A little
money
wacky in
on
my
the,
opinion, I
on
don't
the
know.
election?
huh?
Do you guys want to bet money on
We
the
can
election?
bet on
Wow.
it. There's an app that lets you.
But I'm sure Trump is like such an overwhelming favorite. Unless we wanted
You
to
don't think
go
it's-
for Biden.
Unless
You
we
don't think
put in
it-
like
it wouldn't-
It would be
20,000.
worth it. You don't think?
I don't think it'll be worth it because it's either you bet very little amount and you get back a very little amount, or you bet big and then the off chance you don't. You know what I'm saying? It's like a high risk, low reward type deal, in my opinion.
Did I tell you guys about the Hail Mary theory some people have about Biden and the Democrats?
No.
You didn't tell us.
There's this theory now that like the first debate has happened and that like not so much like
yes.
You told us about this.
Oh,
Yes.
did I?
Yeah.
The
I don't know
idea-
about this.
About the one, I think isn't the one that they did the debates so early.
Yes.
Because they want people to see how incompetent Biden is or something like that.
The idea basically that like Biden being in as shit a position as he is now is actually a good thing, and that like over the course of the next month maybe the Democrats do this whole thing where like Biden drops out, they prop up like a new nominee who's like a younger,
Put Kamala Harris.
more
and just give it to Trump.
liked like Democrat, and then they use this like basically the very short time frame from like them being the nominee or the new nominee to the election. They sort of like use that honeymoon period, and it doesn't really give people a lot of time to like
process,
overanalyze and process, and like maybe think about not liking this new person.
Is RFK a Republican or Democrat?
Independent.
He's running as an independent, but he's not gonna fucking.
No, of course not.
He might make the biggest splash out of anybody in a while, but he fucking won't do it. And somebody was saying, I forget who it is, but his VP, like the person that he has said would be his VP. I don't know much about them, but apparently they're like a fucking nut job. So like a lot of people who kind of were like, I would vote RFK just to like shake things up. Even some of those people are like, well, fuck. I'm not gonna vote for him.
I haven't really looked into much of his stuff, but I have heard a lot of people say that he's like seems like a good dude. I don't know.
I find he's sort of like a little bit of column A, little bit of column B type of person, where it's like he says some shit where it's like, yeah, all right, like that makes sense.
Well, the biggest
and then
thing
he
is the
says other
vaccines,
stuff,
though.
yeah, like just about like vaccines or other like shit, or even recently when he was talking about having like a fucking brain or a worm in his brain or whatever the fuck he was talking about. Like,
does he have? Sorry.
What? No,
Does he have lung cancer?
No, he has. I don't know. He has some sort of throat condition.
Dude,
or
I
something.
can't stand listening to him.
Honestly,
On God, I can't do it.
Straight up, and that reason right there is also why he'll never fucking win. Because the amount of people who would hear him talk would be like, I'm not gonna fucking vote
It's
for
so
that guy.
heart wrenching listening to him. Like I hear his voice and I want to.
By the way, he's
claw my ears
fucking.
off.
He's jacked, dude. I saw a video of him working
Oh,
out
he's in
recently.
good shape, yeah.
He's like 70 something, and he's like shredded and like big muscles.
Well, he's trying to stay fit because everybody else in his family has been assassinated, so he's trying.
Oh
to,
yeah, he's got to.
he's trying to be prepared for anything.
Oh, God.
But
Well, like him being in better shape is gonna take the bullet, no problem.
but so there you go. So this guy wanted Candace Owens.
This
That's
guy
who
wanted
we're
Candace
doing.
Owens.
There's this guy on Instagram I follow that I would vote for the presidency.
Yeah, what is it?
Let me just bring
Who
him
is
up.
it?
I think it might be this guy.
Vote for me President of the United States. I am Brent Peterson.
This is the guy I'd vote for.
Have you guys seen the?
It's very
have you guys seen
random,
the-
but
Have you
okay.
guys seen the clip of Joey Diaz on Tom Segura's podcast?
No.
And this guy comes on and he's like, "I'm running for president of the
Oh,
United
yeah.
States."
Oh,
I see.
yes.
Good.
You show me
Yeah,
that.
you should.
Good.
But
And he goes,
So that was
he
one
goes-
Uber.
He goes, yeah, you can be president, and he just calls over the mental health people to, like, to grab him. Or he's like, imagine this guy's giving a speech and someone shoots like half of his head off and he's still talking. He's like, I'm gonna do.
We're gonna send.
is this the Uber driver? This Candace Owens, the one that you left your phone with?
No.
Okay.
It was a different guy. That was one Uber that stuck in my mind. There's another Uber that's stuck in my mind in Orlando. You might have taken. Do you take Ubers in Orlando or no?
No.
You guys rent a car?
Car, or we'll just take like the bus.
Or he's
The bus.
There's a bus that takes you to the airport to the resort.
Oh, you guys always stay on Disney. That's
Yeah.
why I forgot. Anyways.
Yeah.
So we took this other Uber. He pulls up, right?
Mm.
And it's a Tesla. I'm like,
Wow.
okay, I've been in a Model Y before. But then the doors open up like the butterfly wings. It was a Model X. So we hop in and like music's pumping. And he goes, "Welcome, everybody. Are you ready to play?" And we were like, what the hell
It's
is happening?
Cash Cab. It's Cash Cab.
And he goes, "We're going to test your movie knowledge. 7 points, and you're a movie fanatic." And I'm acting that way because that's how he was doing it. So we're going through this ride.
You know what I would have been like? I would have been like,
Well, dude, well...
request a no
Request
talking
a new-
drive.
Dude,
that's me opening the door.
Dude, that's what I was thinking, though. He's so much right away
Yeah.
that I'm thinking to myself, what does he do if someone's, like, not in the mood?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just assuming
Or
they're in
just
the
start
mood.
screaming.
Somebody gets into the car and they're like on their way to a funeral, and this fucking guy's like,
Dude,
"Are
imagine.
you a movie fan?"
Are you ready?
And the fucking guy in the back in his like funeral outfits, like, fucking, my dad just died, dude. Like,
Yo, he has an Instagram account. Does someone want to search up real quick? Orlando. Search up Orlando Lyft.
Orlando Uber.
With a Y?
Yeah, LYFT.
does he film this?
He has an account where he says he films sometimes and puts stuff up,
No,
but he didn't
no.
film
So
our ride.
This is like a thing.
Nothing.
Search up Orlando
Orlando
Lyft. Search up Orlando Lyft driver movie quiz.
Orlando Lyft driver movie quiz.
Yeah, search-
That's his
It's not
fucking
YouTube.
handle.
It's not. Nothing's gonna come
Just
up.
on Google, search it up.
No.
So this.
Oh, why not?
No.
So this guy.
He'll
does,
come up.
On Google, he's gonna come
He'll
up.
come up. Surely he'll come
So
up.
this guy does this
Surely.
as like a thing.
He does that as a
Guy's
thing.
huge.
So I was. He's not that big.
Everybody knows this guy.
Everyone knows Orlando lives Juba Miami guy.
Orlando.
He
Li-
might come up.
Driver
Orlando.
movie guy.
Orlando Lift.
Orlando
Lift
Uber
movie
driver,
quiz.
Movie guy.
Movie quiz guy.
Movie quiz guy. Yeah. Sure. Like Reddit.
movie
Like he'll
quiz
come up
guy,
on Reddit
Orlando
or
Uber
something.
Jack shit.
Lucky
Oh.
Lift, the trivia game show. Is he wearing pink like this?
Is he black?
He's not black.
All right.
Okay, maybe he won't come. But he said he has 3,000 followers on Instagram. So maybe.
Was it this guy?
Yeah, it's a Tesla. Is that Tesla? Oh, it has to be that guy, right? He's a white guy.
Interesting
That
quiz.
guy's definitely black in that video. I just pulled up. That guy's definitely black.
Yeah. Nah.
So, anyways.
Anyways, so. What are you showing?
It says someone gets in his Uber and it's a quiz. How many Uber trips has Wallace taken? And it's the
black
Uber.
guy.
It's the Uber driver. He's put his own stats up.
Dude, those are all over Ubers in Orlando. They all have this like tablet, and you can play quiz games, and you can like play trivia. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyways, so we're playing this game. I'm sitting shotgun though. Everyone else is in the back, so they can't really. They're not paying attention to him.
Is he looking at you when he's announcing welcome?
He's not looking at me, but he has these like weird mannerisms. Like he's doing
He goes,
a little bit like that. So like we're playing, he's like, not right. Like we make a guess, like
what are you talking?
not correct.
You're making this shit up.
On God, on God. I'm not lying, bro.
Tell me it took him that long to. I've never heard of this before. You
Not
took this
right.
long to tell us that you got into an Uber and it's like I was tweaking and giving you a
He
game.
was having
show?
weird memory. I swear to the Lord. Ask anybody who was on the
Guy
trip, bro.
sounds like a
Ask anyone who was on the
fucking
trip.
psych ward patient.
So I was in, and listen, he's a nice enough guy and everything. Maybe it's definitely all just a
Maybe
bit.
it was an off day.
It was all a bit, but I was just a little. I was on the edge of my seat a little bit because of like the actions he was doing. Like he was doing bits of impersonations. I think he did Homer at one point. He was like, Marge. What?
Homer.
Homer? What was that?
You said Homer.
You did it again. I thought that was Chewbacca.
Marge.
I thought that was Chewbacca for a second.
You're wrong. Bart.
Bart. Oh, that's what you're saying.
Marge.
I love.
No.
Did Matty show you the one with the Portugal versus whatever?
Oh yeah, the soccer
The
clip.
soccer
from
one?
The
Oh
Simpsons.
yeah.
Where he's like, "Oh, I'll kill myself if Portugal loses."
Anyway, so those were the Ubers we took. We took, obviously a shit ton, but those were the ones that stood out. Now, I told this story to Mark. I'm not sure if I said this to you, Malcolm. Did I tell you the golf story?
Yeah.
About the allegation that I thought? That's
Yeah.
what they thought?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, we know it.
yeah. Well, Maddie doesn't know.
All of us
so-
know. All of us know.
Maddie doesn't know.
No, he
here's the whole
knows.
story one more time. Okay, so bear with me.
Listen, I'm here for this, dude.
Just bear with me. Okay, so
Speak to you yet? What?
we went golfing, and I actually like to put pictures up on the TV, if you don't mind. Search up Deer Island, Florida. Dude, what the hell? Everything I bring up. Search up Deer Island. Deer Island, Orlando, Florida, or just Florida. Yes.
This is what you're talking about.
Yes. Okay,
Wow.
boys. So we drove an hour out of our way to go to this island-looking place. It's a golf course, and it's also a residential neighborhood, actually. There's a bunch of people who live on this island as well.
What is the demographic?
Doesn't Jeff Bezos
the
live there?
demographic
Pretty sure
is
Jeff Bezos lives there. I'm kidding.
the demographic is whiter than snow.
That sounds about right.
Fucking Malcolm was like, Jeff Bezos lives there. I'm just kidding.
Thanks, Malcolm. Thank you for the
That was
valuable
hilarious.
Thanks for the valuable input.
So you went golfing here.
So we went golfing here. First off, I'd like to say that I used to be the biggest hater of golf.
Wow.
I would talk so much shit.
Why? What did you hate about golf so much?
I'm just one of those people who's like, oh, it's boring. Like, it doesn't look fun at all. It's like whatever. But like with anything, like with almost anything, after doing it, the amount of respect I developed for people who actually play it,
Sure.
insanity, bro. Like, it's so difficult to actually make proper contact with the ball.
Yeah.
Anyways, or I'm just really shit.
No, I'm the same. When I went driving range, I went to the driving range once and I couldn't fucking hit it straight. And
We were actually at the driving range yesterday,
Yes,
Yeah.
you were.
and I asked the guy next to us, like I was asking for advice on like how to hit it. He said,
hold out whatever, hit it however, it's gonna go wherever. You know why? You know why he said that? It's because when Patrick was driving, he first of all, Patrick holds the golf club. I don't know why he holds. He said Riyadh showed him how. And
Does he hold it like this?
the mic's not at your mouth, by the way.
Shout out Riyadh.
And let me tell you, it shows
How does he
because
Riyadh is good at hitting the ball.
Get up and
though.
show us how he holds it.
he holds it like you're supposed to hold your hands like close. He holds his hands apart like this,
Like that.
like a kind of like a hockey stick.
Mm.
And so when he swings,
Like a hockey stick, yeah.
sometimes his golf club goes a little this way.
Mm.
And so when he went for a drive, which is supposed to go straight, maybe a little left, maybe a little right, it went completely 90 degrees to the left and almost hit two people right
I
on
almost
my
hit
left.
people who were like, and it
And
went
Patrick
like a
was
bullet.
like, Patrick was like, "Oh my god, I am so sorry." And the guy goes, "I don't even know how you did that."
It was. I
You're
actually don't know
supposed
what
to
happened.
yell fart
Yeah, but yeah,
when you
when
might hit
anyways,
someone with the ball.
anyway, so he actually gave me some helpful advice though. He didn't just say, "Oh, hit it however, it'll go wherever." That was just a joke we made after. But he was like, most important thing, just because I was like trying to rip it. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, most important thing, chill out. Make sure you go slow and just have good contact with it. The power can come after. So after he said that, I literally just like let my arms swing without any power. I was actually making decent. Well, I mean, I
No,
don't
you're
know.
making
maybe
decent
he'll-
contact.
Okay, I was making decent contact. There you go. Anyways,
Dude, I want to fucking go to for the first time with you guys and
just like kill it.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like,
Like, never
straight
done
out
that
of the
before.
park, home
Yeah.
run. Different sport.
Have you seen those videos on Instagram of people like doing like crazy trick shots and like I saw this guy at Top Golf and he would hit one midair, hit another one, and he would hit the two.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I swear to God, and you hear a little clip noise like chip, like he fucking smacks it far, hits another one. It's crazy.
People will get like golf clubs together that are kind of like nunchucks, like this not one piece, like it's kind of like separated, and I don't know how their form is just so perfect that it's like wobbly, and they bring it all the way down and just smack it perfectly.
Oh, are you talking about the one that's super long? I've seen ones that are like insanely long, like comedically long.
Yeah.
And they're like boom, like they're like doing that,
Jesus.
and then they just like one arm.
One
And they
arm.
fucking- I swear to God, it was.
I've seen
So
those.
funny.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
Top golf is actually we went to Top Golf as well in Florida. It's so fun. It's kind of like bowling in the
You
sense
get
of,
like different zones.
Was
or
this
whatever?
one multiple floors?
yeah, we were on the top floor.
That is so fucking cool.
Yeah, we were on the top floor, and it's like a huge field, and there's huge targets of where you could aim the ball depending on what game mode you're playing. So there was hit the target. There was Angry Birds, where you would hit it, and the computer would track where you hit it, and you're trying to
that's
like
cool.
break the structure, which was really cool. And they have like appetizers that come out, food, drinks, and there's like a seating area for each group. It's so good, but we gotta go. We gotta go do that.
Sure.
It's so
I'd
fun.
love to.
But you don't like driving. You don't like.
What do you mean?
You don't like. You said you
If
didn't
there's a
like
game aspect involved, if it's just an empty field and there's no game to it, it's just like hitting it. But if I have to like aim at something or
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And I like mini golf as well.
True. Anyways, back to
That's the
Deer
shit.
Island. So we went golfing at this course, and right off the bat, it didn't feel like we were welcome. We get there, we're like, oh, we're beginners. We rented 2 bags. They're like, okay, yeah, you can go out to the first staging area. There will be an employee that sees you there, and he'll run you through sort of how we do things here. So we get to this first guy, and we're having a chat to start off. And there's like an area where you can practice putting, and he's watching us, hit the ball, and he can immediately tell. He's like, "Oh, you guys are new to this, aren't you?" We're like, "Yeah."
Nope, 5 years. 5 years. 5 years hard.
No,
5 years hard. 5 years hard practice.
10 years of experience. I've played pro.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Listen, when you guys are out there, you need to do your best to go fast, okay? Because you can't just take as much time as you want. There are going to be people behind you." And we're like, "Okay, say less. We'll try our best." So we go to the first hole. It was so bad, bro. We go to the first hole. We barely hit it like 20 yards. And we're going really slow. He comes up to us. He's like, "You guys have to skip this hole. There are people behind you waiting. You guys have to go to hole 2.
Get the fuck ahead.
Get out of here," kind of thing. So we go to the next hole. And we're like, okay, we need to actually be a little faster. So we went into teams, okay? And we said, we're going to play best ball, right? So what that is each person hits it once, and then we go from the further ball, like on your team. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Sure.
Same thing happens. He comes up to us. You guys are going way too slow. There are people behind you. We're getting complaints. Skip this hole. So we go to the third hole. Like, okay, we're going to do 2 teams and 1 ball. So each person hits it once, and we're going to play with 1 ball kind of thing. All right? And at this point, when we get to that stage, we finish a hole, we go to the next hole, and then there are people in front of us. We're waiting on them now. Okay?
You've caught up.
We've caught up. We've caught up to the people who are in front of us. And there are these old ladies who continually were just yelling at us of like, you guys are taking too long, or we're taking pictures at some point. You guys aren't supposed to take pictures here. You're supposed to play. And we're waiting for the people in front of us, right? So sure enough, the worker who's been hounding us this whole time, he's in hot pursuit towards us. We can see his little flag in the wind, and he's speeding towards us. He gets over to yeah, he's like got a face. He's making a face. So he gets to us, and he was like, "Pack it up, boys." We were like, "Huh? Go back to the clubhouse. We should have never let you golf. You guys are kicked out.
You're done.
You guys are done." He goes, "Pack it up. Follow me. I'm gonna take you guys back to the clubhouse. You guys are done." And we're like, why? We caught up to the group in front of us. If it's complaints about us being slow, we've caught up. He was like, "I don't care. You're getting kicked out. You're done." Okay, so we followed him back to the clubhouse, right? And at this point, we're getting refunds, obviously, because we paid to play, and now they're kicking us out. So we got some refunds. We called an Uber. We're waiting for our Uber outside the main clubhouse. And this, like, very, very wrinkly UK lady, she has, like, a UK accent. She walks out, and she goes, "Hold on, guys. Don't leave just yet." Well,
Dame Judi Dench.
Sorry?
That was
She's like, "Don't leave just yet. I want to know what happened. I'm going to talk to the employees. I'm going to talk to, some of the members. I want to just figure out what happened. So just cancel the Uber and wait on me," kind of thing.
And then the employee that kicked him out was like, "You know what these people are like."
So she does her investigation, quote unquote, and she comes back to us, and she's super apologetic. She's like, "I'm so sorry. This should have never happened. In my 10 years of managing this place, I've only ever kicked out 3 people, and it wasn't because they're slow. Normally, when someone's slow, we pluck them out of line, let the people behind them go ahead, and then put them back into the course." So she's like, "I'm so sorry. This should have never happened." And everyone else on the trip, well, except for me and someone else, they had one thought, and I had a different thought. So Mustafa and Tawfiq and Sahib and some of those other guys, they're like, "Oh, like when she started being super apologetic, they were like, we think it's because there's like racism involved of like the old white people don't want these brown people playing in their course or whatever." And it's not adding up to me. That just doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, sure. Even they're like, their whole argument was, "Oh, if in 10 years only 3 people have been kicked out, is it a coincidence that, we're getting kicked out and no one's ever been kicked out for being slow?"
I wish I could see that guy who kicked you guys out, like, talking with the manager lady, the old lady, and he's like, "They're ruining it." And he's like, "Calm down. We'll figure this out, Brian." And he's like, "No, I can't."
Well, we didn't see him after that. I think he got
Fired.
sent home or something.
home.
I don't know. Like,
Take it
he
easy.
go home, catch your breath kind of thing. But yeah, so that's what they got out of that situation, that it was good old American racism.
You know what my first thought when Patrick said that was? Like, the lady was so badly wanted to, like, avoid, like, any sort of, not lawsuit, but, like, bad publicity.
Sure.
Imagine, like, she's like, "Oh, God, they're going to say we're racist. They're going to say we're this." Like, that's probably why. I mean, either that or she really is a nice person and didn't want you guys to be, like, kicked out.
Well, that's what Mustafa said, the exact same thing that you said, which was, I think she was so apologetic because she caught on to that it was, like, we got kicked out not because we were being slow. Again, because she said there are solutions to people who are slow, and that there was something else going on. But that was what Mustafa said.
And I have a theory as well, and Patrick kind of agreed with it.
Yeah.
Which is, I think that, like, the age has a lot to do with it as well. Like, I think if there was, like, 4 or 5 brown dudes, but they're all, like, 40, it would be different than, like, "Oh, look at these young hooligans, like, fooling around," type thing. I think that's probably has something to do with it, and maybe race had something to do with it. Who knows? But yeah.
I can't imagine a worse environment to be around in, people-wise, than old, rich, snobby country club people. Can't imagine a worse environment. just the worst kind of person.
So you're saying like you would buy that it was racist?
And not even just that, but just like
could buy
as
it.
a general statement, like
Well, after
nothing but
listen,
nonsense
here's the
going on over
thing.
there.
After like we got free golf and we played the course, we hung out in the clubhouse. Everyone was coming up to us. They're like, "Oh, did you guys have a good time?" Everyone was being super
sounds like
super
a fucking
considerate.
cult.
No, I did not.
welcome.
It sounds like a cult.
They're like,
I don't
"Oh, how did you
this.
enjoy it out there? Yeah,
Didn't-
really nice course, isn't it?"
Didn't do it.
I like the. I
Didn't
like
do the course.
I like the tint
Take
of
this
your.
off.
Well,
like-
we did free golf after. Like she
You'd
gave
be
it to us.
you'd be
for
I
free.
like the tint of your skin.
I like
Very
the tint
nice-
of your skin.
very
Do you
nice shade.
tan or is it natural?
My goodness.
Oh,
Can
God.
get out.
But all in all,
We
it
love
was a
everybody around
really-
here. We love everybody around here.
Honestly, guys,
Mhm.
I'd like us to get into golf.
Sure.
I'll be completely
I've
honest.
been getting into it.
It's
Every time
is
you
it
ask me
not
about work,
incredibly expensive.
I know.
As a hobby, I think. I think if you're like,
If you
I
get,
think if you get into collecting clubs and
you
shit,
can
yeah.
buy clubs cheap on Facebook for like $150, like a whole set.
But then not even that, but just paying to play every time.
So for
the
us,
golf course,
18 holes in America. So this place, Deer Island, is the 5th best course in Florida. Wow. And for
You
the
tell me
when
fucking
when
Jeff
we did
Bezos lives there.
when we did pay, the cart rental, the bag rental, and the admission was 80 USD total per
That's
person.
not
That's
bad.
really not bad.
I thought
Yeah,
you were
it's
gonna
not
say
too
in the
bad.
hundreds.
Per person?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's
80
not-
USD.
That's
80
not,
USD.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Where it's like, okay, that would be like at least $100
Yeah,
here.
but if we bought our own clubs on Facebook Marketplace for cheap, or we shared clubs, like let's say Malcolm had a bag, Mark had a bag, we shared.
Or if we went to the club.
There you go. But even if it was down to like $70, it's like, what are you gonna spend $70 once a week to go do this?
Not once a week. You
No,
can, don't, you
I'm
don't
gonna go
have
once
to
a
go
week.
to a course. You can go to a driving range and practice, and just go to a course.
Yeah,
every
going
now
to
and
driving range is fun.
I couldn't think of anything I want to do less.
I
Dude,
guess.
Top Golf is so fun. If we had
Top Golf
Top Golf
is
here,
fun. Honestly,
Top
the
Golf is
driving
just a
range is
driving
fun,
range,
too.
bro.
That's fun.
But
Dude,
the
Top
one
Golf
I went to
is
just like flat grass. You just
dude, Top
fucking
Golf
hit
is
it.
just a driving range with just a few more bells and whistles.
Yeah. I
You just
like
want the bells and
I
whistles?
think
He
I
likes
need
the bells
I think
and
I need bells and
Mark
whistles.
needs the bells
I
and
can't
whistles.
just have be like outside.
But the
grass,
one we
you just
went
hit
to,
it.
but the one we went to had targets.
Yeah,
and
that's
had,
cool.
Like holes.
Oh, that's cool.
That's the one we went to. I don't know the one.
But that's a course.
No, it was a driving range,
And they had holes.
and they had targets, and they had like.
And they had some
Holes.
green spots,
Some
with
green,
holes
yeah.
and flags.
But you can't run onto the. You have.
No, you have to stay where you're at.
They also have like a putting area, so you can practice your putting.
Oh, true. Okay,
That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, putting.
That's very cool.
Anyway, so I don't buy that it was racism.
Mhm.
I think I don't know. We were just being super slow, and the age thing, like these young. There was no one near our age there, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It was all like
Expensive
minimum
golf
40
course.
years old. Yeah.
Probably all have.
And
like
to
a
have property there, I
membership.
guarantee you have to buy into the country club
Probably.
to have property
Sure.
there.
Probably.
Because the course, I'm telling you, the course runs through everyone's houses. Like
Mhm.
I was on the
You know-
golf cart driving to the next hole, and I was on
Actually,
the street.
That might not be true. One of my friends in Michigan, his girlfriend's dad lives. His girlfriend's dad lives right on the property of a golf course. Like
Oh, true.
his backyard is literally a golf course.
Mm.
He's not a member.
It was cool though because the people living there, we could like see into some of their garages, and they had like little golf carts, and some of them were coming out with like their bags, and
That's
like, they were
cool.
just going to play.
They live
Play a
there.
hole. They just live there, right? So
That's
they can just go
wild.
play.
They live for that.
I mean, imagine like if you love golf, like what a dream to just live
Yeah.
right beside and
Dude,
just do whatever
it's
you want.
such a beautiful area.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Dude, but honestly, I
In
get
5 years, it'll be underwater.
Probably.
you guys know when you have like an ecosystem set up where everything's perfect, like you're very comfortable in a space and you have a routine and whatever. And then these like young people come in, like I'm sure they were thinking like they're fucking ruining everything. Like everything was perfectly set up here. We had no issues. And now they're like hanging out and laughing. Even were you guys probably laughing at some point?
We were having
Yeah,
a good
of course. They
time.
probably hate that shit. Like a
I
bunch of
hate
young
that shit.
a bunch of young guys, and they're like cackling and shit, and they're like, oh, why Ayada?
Honestly, to me, it's kind of like if I have like a training session planned and I know when I'm going to the field, it's always free. Like I'm good to set up. I know exactly what I'm doing. I get there one day and there's just a bunch of stupid little kids playing around, and I can't do my training session.
Oh, can we put this video up? I'll send it to you. I actually had one good hit where I got a lot of balls in the water, but this particular one, there was like a lake, and then across the lake was the green.
You
And
got it
so
over the lake.
I cleared over the lake onto the green.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll send you the video. Can you
Let's
put it
cut to
up?
a clip.
Cut to a clip.
Okay.
Anyways,
Anyways.
so this,
Yeah.
is this,
Wow,
was there
that was
anything
45
else
minutes,
you
huh?
wanted to get off your chest about Florida?
I mean, there are more stories, but we can go to the next topic. That's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we can probably squeeze in one more quick topic, and then
Okay,
gotta
let's
get
do
it. It's 8:45 already, so
Thank you for listening to me about Florida.
yeah, of course.
And next time
Sounds fun.
I'll just say it for the podcast so you guys don't have to hear it multiple times.
Fellas, since we're on a bit of a time crunch here,
come
I'll
on
save
now.
some of my longer topics for another day. But I've one quick one that I've got rattling around on my
Make it a
ever-present
goodie.
list of topics. I just want to talk to you guys about some cartoons and some childhood shows that we are all fond of. Just reminisce a little bit real quick while we have a short.
Have we done this
window.
topic?
I don't think
Have
so.
we done this topic?
I don't think so.
Am I having a
Are
stroke?
we just gonna talk and then just vibe and nostalgia it up?
Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen, as I check
I just wanna make
the
sure, 'cause
Wildly
I think we might
Adequate
have.
channel, which you should all check. Honestly, if we have, I'm going to be really mad at myself because I'm usually, like, really cognizant of not doing shit
Yeah.
we've already done. Let's see. What would it even be under? Come for me? No.
I could have sworn we were talking about like the Family Channel or Treehouse or.
I don't think we were. I don't know. What the fuck do I know?
Christmas stuff.
Oh.
It does.
Dude, number 22 though.
Oh, yeah.
Number 22. Oh, dude, I'm a
Patrick on his
dog.
hot date.
It
I'm a
does
dog.
Look like it.
No, it does
Man,
not.
that one has a
1K, baby.
1K views.
We did it.
Oh, did we actually do it? Wow.
We made it to 1K.
that.
How did that happen, huh?
Episode 8.
What the hell happened? 134,
1,000
90, 67 views, 45.
You haven't taken a look.
Dude,
at
our
it? Oh,
average-
wait, that's the announcement.
This was like the we're on video
Oh.
one, though. But look at this. 16, the first video, 220. You know, we have our ups and downs, but 1,000 views on that
Definitely
one.
have our
That's pretty
downs.
good. And we're up to 75 subs. Look at that.
Oh, we're at 75. 25 more, boys.
20, we're on the road.
And
to
then
100.
YouTube's gonna be paying us the millions. Yep.
I don't think you get anything before like 1,000.
So
No, I
wait,
think you have to
you
get to like
don't.
10,000.
So I'm
No, you have to get to
I'm good.
1,000 and 400 watch hours in a year.
I'm good.
Something
We've
like
established I'm okay to
Per
do
month.
this
Sure.
topic. Okay, good. I just want, as long as I'm not retreading any
we're not
ground.
doing
here.
that.
So childhood cartoons and shows. Let me just start off by saying an absolute tour de force, and we'll go around the room and get some favorites from everybody. A little show by the name of SpongeBob Squarepants. I don't think I can stress enough how foundational this show was to who I am as a person,
It's quite clear.
as
You
a
know,
man.
you know what's bizarre, by the way? Have you heard people talk shit about SpongeBob being like, if you show it to your kids, it makes them dumb? I've heard a lot of people say this.
Shortens their attention
I think my parents
span
told me
and-
that actually.
I've actually, I remember, I think I talked to you about it, Patrick. I took a course in university where it was like developmental psychology, and they were talking about the kinds of shows you can introduce to your kids and how it would impact your kids. And they were like, if you show them a show like Blue's Clues, or they were showing a different show that had like a bunch of learning aspects tied to it, and how much better that is for your growth and development and your brain function. And I was like, and then it was like the complete opposite. He's like SpongeBob. I was like, I love SpongeBob.
I love SpongeBob too.
I guess that means I'm an idiot.
Yeah, well, I mean, Matty's saying that it's so foundational to him is quite.
It lines up with what
it
he was
lines up
saying.
with
Yeah,
his
yeah, yeah.
personality and with who he is as
Tell
a
us
man.
a bit about why, Matty.
I just, you know what it is? I don't watch it any like really at all now, but those
You don't?
early years, like from
You
when
don't catch yourself watching SpongeBob these days?
no.
I
I'm
can't.
just gonna interrupt.
Netflix has,
I
like-
was watching it at lunch today.
Dude,
just in lunch.
Malcolm
I was
watches
on
SpongeBob.
YouTube. They
Here's
just
the
have full
thing.
episodes on
Yeah,
YouTube.
honestly, that's where I should be looking because I would put it on nowadays just as kind of like background noise when I'm like doing something or
100%.
like whatever. Like I listen to a lot of podcasts, so that's kind of my background noise. But like I would have SpongeBob on as just like this ever present, and then I just would catch myself looking up at it. And like I was even listening to something today where somebody was talking about like because there's just an infinite amount of bits from those early seasons, but like somebody was talking about the one where he's sitting in front of his TV and it cuts to the TV screen and it's like the realistic like sea urchin or anemone or whatever on his
And
TV.
he's turned on.
And then he like leans in forward and Gary comes in and he's like, Gary! And he panics and flips the channel like a fucking NFL game or whatever. And just like that adult level joke in like SpongeBob of like he's watching like their equivalent to porn, I guess. Like, and then Gary comes in. So fucking good.
You know, I actually just yesterday or a couple days ago, I bought the character gummies, the SpongeBob character gummies. I just devoured them today.
You know what I want to do? Because when you were saying you were going to buy something, I thought I want to buy like the DVDs or the Blu-rays of like all the seasons of SpongeBob.
Mm.
Because Netflix has like
Netflix has a crap like
Netflix
new
has
crap.
like season like
20, like 13, 14, 15 or something
from
dumb
like
like that.
yeah, it's like from
They're
within the
terrible.
past
They're
couple of
terrible.
years. But I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, I'm like, I want like season 1 to like
100%.
7 or 8.
Who
and
owns
it's
the rights
very
to that? Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
Let's talk about our
It's
favorite.
very similar to The Simpsons, where it's like the first run, magnificent, and then like eventually it's like, all right, I'm good.
How about we let's rattle off some of our favorite SpongeBob episodes real quick before we move on to.
Well, I was
going
gonna ask you guys that too about favorite episodes. For me, mine still is the training episode at the Krusty Krab, where it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
the narration
Training
doing the
montage,
voiceover, and it's like all about working at the Krusty Krab, because that alone has so many bits of like the burger coming to the screen at the end, and
Yeah.
the guy singing, he's like running out of breath, and I fucking every time the sounds like a lot of hoopla, and then fucking camera pans over, and it's just the fish guy yelling hoopla, and the off-screen brick just gets thrown at his head. Fantastic.
I love when Squidward goes to Squid Town and it's all Squidward.
I love
Yes.
that one. That one's great.
Because
And
that's
it's like a
also where
million
you
of his
get
house.
And the problem with SpongeBob 2 is so much of it has been ruined by memes. But it's like that's where you get him in the grocery store of the they have it, and it's the
Yeah.
fucking can coochie.
Can coochie.
What I love about SpongeBob is like the beachy vibe it's got to it. And when every
Yes.
episode starts, it'll have like the little ukulele in the background.
Yeah.
Fun music, dude.
Dude, Malcolm and I have talked about it before. Like I've sent him like, oh, this is a good one to sleep to. I think
It
I've
is.
talked to
I sent you. I was like, I
loop.
put on. I sent you a SpongeBob loop. I was like, this is relaxing, and I play it sometimes.
Yeah, I have one that's literally just like the sign, the Welcome to Gulagoon.
I'm putting it on right now.
You know what I'm talking about? It's like Welcome to Gulagoon.
Yeah.
And it's just like the music, like the beachy music, just looping for 10 hours. Or
I was gonna say
it's
while
so
Malcolm
peaceful?
finds
I
this,
don't know.
there's something I wanted to pull up. Varsh for like the past week or two, every once in a while she goes like doo 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 boo doo, and I keep telling her I'm like that's from fucking SpongeBob, and Varsh is like what? No,
Yeah.
it's not, because the amount of times I make a SpongeBob reference to Varsh, and she's like I have no idea what you're talking
Isn't
about.
it like during someone's dancing? They're doing like a techno beat.
Well,
or
I was
something?
saying it's the robot music when in another great episode
the future?
when they think Mr. Krabs is a robot, and then like they catch him listening to music, and this is what he's listening to. And I literally sent this link to Varsh. I was like, "It's from SpongeBob. Listen," and she's like, "No, it's not." And then I sent it to her. If it would just fucking.
That's it. Yeah.
And Varsh was like, "Oh my god, it is from SpongeBob." And then she like sent another text right after it, and she's like, "Why does that go so hard?" I'm like, "I don't fucking know, dude, but it does."
I think my favorite episode was the one where Sandy is like this huge monster.
Oh, when she's like hibernating,
And she's hibernating.
I love that
and
one.
they go to her thing,
And they're
That
in
one's
it, and
scary as
they
hell.
make her little house seem like gigantic, and it's like this like snow wasteland.
I honestly forget how often memes are made out of SpongeBob, because I was
Yeah.
watching an episode today, and it immediately when I heard it, I was like, I've heard that a million times before somewhere else on like TikTok or something. It was like, it was Squidward going, "And where is your uniform?" And then SpongeBob walks in and it goes, it has some like background music or something. It was so funny.
I love that hibernation episode too, because I love the thing at the end when they like finally wake her up and she's like the monster and she's trying to kill him. But that is also of
Rips
course
Patrick's head off.
yes, and that episode is also of course when him and SpongeBob are fucking around. That is the iconic "Who you calling Pinhead?"
Yeah.
with that fucking look on his
They have a
face.
snowball fight or whatever, right? Yeah.
So good.
I just like Patrick's scream. He's like gets his head ripped off.
But there's so many good ones, like everything with the Flying Dutchman. I always loved the hash slinging slasher. I
Sure.
love the episode where he goes to like the place. I forget what it's called, but the place under Bikini Bottom,
Yeah.
where it's
Oh,
like the 90
yeah.
minute
Bus?
road
The bus?
to get there, and then
he's
yeah
trying
when
to
he's
get
I love that
when he's
episode.
trying
dude.
when
I
he's
love
trying to
that.
get on the bus, and then when he's like sliding the money in and out of the machine and the thing's going, and then when he goes to like get help at the train at the bus terminal or whatever, and it's the fucking guy like, I can't understand your accent. So it's so stupid, but like so much of that shit, fan fucking tastic.
I love the one where they get stranded on an island and they're starving with the conch shell.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, "Can I
Yeah.
please have something to eat?" And she goes, "No." Yeah.
Or even the one
And,
like,
and Patrick starts sucking down the sausages, and then Squidward's nose gets stuck in his mouth.
Yeah. There's so much good shit from that show. I could talk. It could be a whole topic unto itself. But
I like how a lot of people will say like Squidward as a kid, you like, I hate this guy.
yes.
And now it's like as an adult, you're like, I fucking,
You're
he's
like
the guy.
Yeah, he's just the guy. Where it's like
It's
you,
so
you
annoying,
feel
yeah.
for this guy who's just being tormented by
Yeah.
like his neighbor.
All he wants to
and
do is
his
just like
coworker.
invest in his hobbies, like relax, go to go to work, not be bothered, go home.
Good, I found it. I mean, let me play it.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, with the beach.
Yeah.
Everybody
Go from the
buckle up
beginning,
while
baby.
Malcolm plays this
we
for
got
us.
an ad for Trivago.
Trivago
I'm gonna sleep to it tonight.
Hotel. Trivago.
Sorry, Expedia. I lied.
Oh, the hotel episode was a good episode. Like
Yes,
That one is
Mr.
great.
Krabs
That
has
was
the
fun.
giant hotel.
And he's like, any requests, like, you know, no matter the requests, like the
yeah, they
customer-
had like their slogan
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
And then
Something better.
Squidward is like, what do you have in here? Bricks? And then they break open, it's just bricks.
Yeah, in Patrick's bag because he makes him carry it upstairs. I love to.
What the fuck was he doing that for?
I would be.
I love this one.
Yeah, the music on the show is so fucking
sick.
good. I would be remiss if I didn't mention
Would you?
Oh,
any of the
Would you be
Mermaid Man
remiss?
and Barnacle Boy episodes. And specifically,
Evil.
there's two that come to mind. One is the one where they make like the Justice League, where like Sandy and Squidward and all, like they all have powers.
Squidward's the volcano man.
Yeah,
or
with
whatever.
that Krakatoa. And then I
Yeah.
love when it like lands on himself later
Yeah.
and he just burns himself. But then I love too the SpongeBob where he's the fast guy. Just, you want to see me running that boulder and back?
Yeah.
You want to see me do it again?
Yeah.
But also like related to Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, the fucking episode where SpongeBob and Patrick are with Manta Ray. And it's the whole like
The wallet?
Yes, and it's just the
What?
it's just like
Is
when
this
they're
your
trying
wallet?
to like teach Manta Ray to be like a better guy or whatever,
Mm.
and he's trying so hard. It's just, you know, I found this. Your ID card is in here, therefore it must be
Yeah.
your wallet. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So take it. That's not my wallet.
Yeah.
And he fucking like
He goes,
snaps.
is this you? He goes, yeah, that's me.
Yep. That's what it is.
Yep.
It's where he's talking about. It's like, this is your ID card. Yep. I found this. Oh, fuck that. I'm pulling this up.
Yep.
'Cause I'm not,
I love that he Patrick owns an ID card and he knows it and he recognizes that it's his right away. Like, this is my ID card. Like, why do they have an ID card?
Oh, and just typing in also the running my leg bit on SpongeBob.
Yes.
My leg. Fantastic.
It's Patrick's face.
Yeah,
in the
that's
first
what I'm
one.
doing. Yep.
Yep.
Hold on, I have to. Fucking, we don't care, Samsung, about your ads, but also like sponsor us.
Okay, man, ready? Are you ready for your first day of goodness school? Pat, get your wallet out. Okay, goodness lesson number 1. You see someone drop their wallet. Pat, you drop the wallet.
Excuse me, sir, but I do believe you've dropped the wallet. Doesn't look familiar. I just saw you drop it. Yeah. No, it's not mine. It is yours. I am trying to be a good person and return it to you. Return what to who? I'm Patrick Star. This is your ID. I found this ID in this wallet. And if that's the case, this must be your wallet. That makes sense to me. Then take it. It's not my wallet.
People don't rip other people's arms off.
Oh yeah, and they have him in
No,
like a
wait,
tickle thing.
continue it. The best part's coming up.
Okay, man. People
Love
don't
that.
rip other people's arms off.
My favorite part's coming up.
Okay, goodness lesson number 2. You see someone struggling with a heavy package. What do you do?
Hello, friend. I noticed you were struggling with that package. Would you like some help? Ow! Oops. Sorry. Can I start over? I noticed you. Oops. Gotta start again. Yeah, you butterfinger pink thing. What's in that bucket?
It's like not giving a fuck.
Wait, did he say my wallets?
Yeah, you butterfinger pink thing. What's in that bucket? My wallet.
My wallets. Wait, this part's the best. My wallets. Look at this part. At that point, before he even does it, like Patrick's like, I'm gonna take the controller.
Yeah,
And
he,
he's
like,
like,
does it and
like
just
wanting to hurt him.
Wait, can we watch more SpongeBob clips?
There's,
Oh my God.
there's an episode I really like where I don't
This
know how
topic
it
is
leads-
just SpongeBob.
I don't
and
know.
I lied.
I
We'll
don't
get
know
back
how
to
it leads up to it,
cartoons. Will be another day.
but
This is just
SpongeBob and Patrick become jacked and start wrestling
Yes.
each other.
Oh, yeah, it's a great one.
dude, that one's so good,
And
bro.
I'd like to look at that real quick, but I think one of the most memorable episodes, or it might be the SpongeBob movie, I don't know, is when SpongeBob sings in front of the Super Bowl.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
I used to love that.
Yes, the fucking episode. Yeah, where it's like William Fancy Son.
That's an episode. That's,
yeah, and then it's like they have the band going, and then that episode too. I mean, so many fucking moments of like Squidward trying to teach them all like people talk loud when they want to sound smart, and Plankton correct like fucking out loud, and obviously that's is mayonnaise an instrument? No, Patrick. Horseradish is also not.
And then he starts talking shit to Sandy.
Yeah.
And then she like takes him out back, and you just hear, "Oh!" And he comes back in, and he's like
He's like in
part
the
of
trumpet.
his head is popping out of it.
Yeah, that fucking one is great, and I always loved that ending as a kid when they would do the show and then they would do that song.
Can you look up Patrick top moments?
Dude, when in that last clip we were watching, his straight face kills me, bro.
Who wants a Krabby Patty at 3 in the morning?
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
I love too, just like, and I know we'll wrap this up here in a second because we got to get out of here, but SpongeBob 2, every time they would do the like, and I know other cartoons, like I never really watched, I think it was Courage the Cowardly Dog, but I think they did it too, where like every once in a while there would just be like an image on screen that would be like hyper realistically rendered, you know, where like the one episode where they have is the one with the health inspector where they have the Krabby Patty that like looks rancid or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And then it just like does a zoom in on the rancid burger, and it's like not drawn in the style of like it just looks like a realistic thing. Or I know like a lot of people our age always talk about being freaked out by the episode with like the butterfly or the moth, because they did the thing where like they had the like zoomed in like actual footage of like a moth's head close up, and that like freaked people out.
I think there was one where like SpongeBob is like sick or something, and it does like this hyper realistic thing where his eyes are all swollen, his snot.
Yeah.
Well, what I like too is that like a show like shout out Smiling Friends again, how they've taken that idea, because like in the first season there's one episode, I think it's the end of the one with the guy that's gonna kill himself, where they do a shot of Pim where he's like lying on the chair, and then it just cuts to him like realistically drawn, and he looks all fucked up. And I always love the one where Charlie's with the shrimp guy, trying to make him laugh, and they're at like the store getting an outfit, and the shrimp guy comes out, and you don't see him, but he's like, "What do you think, Yellow Man?" And it turns and cuts the shrimp, and it's just the like
leather jacket,
and just the render of him. Like,
yeah, it looks like you're about to shoot up a school, man.
Tell your friend not to come to school tomorrow. Yeah. But yeah, I could talk about SpongeBob endlessly, and I guess we just did. It became this whole topic, so we'll save cartoons and other kids shows for another day. But shout out SpongeBob, the GOAT. Shout out Tom Kenny, and I can't off the top of my head think of some of the other voice cast. I mean, Clancy Brown is Mr. Krabs. The guy who created SpongeBob unfortunately passed away a few years ago. But shout out whoever the fuck he is, because I can't remember his name either. Anyways, gentlemen. Does anybody have anything else to get off their chest before we get out of here? Patrick really wants a slice. Mark's got
really.
nothing. Malcolm, what do we got?
You want pizza too?
Sure.
Say you want pizza.
Pizza.
Malcolm wants a slice too. Well, there you go. As I throw up in my mouth, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode of Wildly Adequate. What did you think of this one? It was a real fucking barn burner. Please, like we said in the beginning, like, share, subscribe, and we will see you
What's barn burner mean?
in the next one.
What's barn burner mean?